This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 414.
I program my home computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster. Hello, everybody. This is Adam Zorb, the host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events. No WordCamps, unfortunately, next week, virtual or in person. And Birmingham has not been rescheduled just yet. I thought it might be, because here in the States, we are on the, in theory, downslope of Omicron has peaked in theory, but maybe not quite enough yet to get that rescheduled. Anyway, no WordCamps that I can tell you about right now. All right, moving on, segment one in the news. I was going to tell you that there was a call for organizers for WordCamp US 2022, but it looks like that has already been closed. But, so just so you know, WordCamp US 2022 is going to be in San Diego, September 9th through 11th. Pretty cool. I'm going to try to go for sure, as long as it doesn't get canceled. They are going to be needing help with the volunteers. That's coming later this year. So you can go to wordcamp.org/2022 to sign up for more information for when that goes live. What else is in the news? Oh, yeah. WordPress 5.9 was released. It was named for American-born jazz singer Joséphine Baker. I don't know why I was trying to make that harder than it was. She found success on Broadway before moving to Europe and becoming a very popular person in France, a singer in France. And we'll talk more about that in a second. And speaking of 5.9, really more about 6.0 and beyond, there's a proposal for 2022 for this year of the major releasing of different WordPress versions, the timing of it. They're looking maybe at 6.0 late May and 6.1 mid-October. So that's pretty cool. There's a link in the show notes for that as well. Is that it for the news? That's it for the news, yes. So speaking of 5.9, moving on to the meat and potatoes of this week's episode, segment 2 is my 30,000-foot view of WordPress 5.9. So I went ahead and installed it, because this is a bigger change. It introduces full-site editing and the new 2022 default theme in conjunction. When it's important here to talk about that. So I installed it on the site, and I dove in, and I spent a lot of time, more time than I can remember recent history of past new releases. And you get the welcome to 5.9 headings there in the the back end. It says full site editing is here. There's a mention of the new theme 2022. It's the first default block theme in the history of WordPress, and it's a new way to kind of work with themes, so they say. And it's true, there is a new way to work with it. There's also some content in there about developers, including block themes to build them. There's ways to register more than one style sheet per block. You can also lock a block or a few of them in a pattern. There's a lot going on there for the developer side of the world as well. Looking at the admin area, settings on the left side are the same for the most part. I did notice as I hovered over areas, appearance under editor showed beta, and we'll come back to that in a little bit. So I started with the theme to click customize, and I noticed I clicked the moon sun looking icon, which the tooltip shows as it's the styles icon, and the welcome guide tour loads up. And I accidentally closed it, and I couldn't get to restart to that part, which I thought was weird. And I actually will talk about that in a second as well here at the end. So on to designing the site. Using the full site editor, it's interesting for sure. A lot more control is there. Actually, all the control is there now. It's kind of, obviously it's brand new. The interface and the options feel familiar based on the last year, or so of things coming out. But I didn't test any of the betas, so I was like, where are certain things? I couldn't quite grasp it at first. But a few hours later, I did and I found the list view option, which shows you the layout of a page, the header, the query loop, the post template, the pagination, and footer. It allows you to click and work on any of those sections you want. Moving on to me clicking around, I clicked the W in the top left corner, and I saw the options or dashboard, and then editor. So the options take you back to the dashboard. The option for dashboard. The editor has the site, templates, and template parts under that. And the site gives you the site where I was a second ago, the front end. Templates gives you access to the templates of WordPress, like the 404 page, index, search, archive page, very nicely presented and easily editable. This right here reminds me of how page builders and how they're being implemented, or how they've been implemented in the past, actually. Specifically like Beaver Builder and its Themer add-on plugin, where we can create those layouts and those types of pages, etc. So clicking Add New, which I thought was interesting, top right corner, looking at a templates page, allows me to create a new front page template. Assigns me as a creator, the owner of it, but I can't create other types of templates, I guess, at the moment. I don't know why not. I can edit the other templates, but I can't have multiple single post pages that I could tell. And the question you may ask is, why would I want multiple single post pages? Well, I might want to have a different layout for one type of content based on a query or based on a user role or access. So I'm trying to work through that a little bit. Again, 30,000 foot view here, but just things I noticed. So the section here underneath the section, also template parts are the same as the templates, just the headers and footers are kept there. So there was that. Clicking a new post gave me also the newer tour and the intro, which was nice. It's a blank slate like it was with Gutenberg, the editor there. Very familiar to me. Some changes in there as well, more customizations. The customizer, now this is interesting. It's gone, sorta. It's there for themes that require it. Block themes don't need it, as it's on the front end. But there's still a way to have access to it and to have both block themes and customizer. And Anne McCarthy has a video on this, and I'll link to that in the show notes. It makes a lot more sense if you just watch her little video than me trying to explain it here. So, I mean, I spent some time, I laid it out, some final takeaways. I'm really starting to see it and get it. And I even like it, where things are kind of going. Of course, with anything new, there's a learning curve. I can totally see, and I have an idea for something, go figure, me with an idea, but I can see creating a simple, clean, easy site with nothing else added from a theme or plugin perspective, just for basic blogging, a nice looking blog. Of course, it depends on what's needed. You know, if you add functionality, e-commerce, membership, that may take things a different direction, maybe a little bit harder or more time consuming to set things up. Because again, for now, on the agency side of my life, we're going to continue to use a stack of tools that we already use. We are faster with them. We're more consistent with them. We know where things are. Not to say we won't change this year, but not this week. I can tell you that right now. So, and lastly, I may have found a bug. I did report it. I'm not sure it'll get me props, but that bug that I was going to mention before was in the area of the tour. When I clicked on the tour on the front end, the full site editing, once you closed it, I could not get it back to show me the arrows to kind of give me the whole tour again. Only start now or getting started, but it didn't give me the tour, which I thought was weird. So we'll see what happens. I did reach out and submitted a bug ticket on that one. So you never know. Check it out. You know, honestly, like I said, I'm kind of getting it. I'm kind of liking it a little bit. It's definitely has come a long way, and massive props to the entire team who built this. It's really it's very nice. So I will give you that. All right, that's it for now. Let me know if you have any questions or want to see more about the new version. So. All right, moving on. Segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This week's tip is a podcast. It's the Stack Overflow podcast. There's a variety of content topics, which I appreciate from and I've learned from. Not WordPress specific, but still a lot of value. So check it out, the Stack Overflow podcast. I've really been enjoying listening to it recently. I think you will as well. So check that out over at, I guess what's the link? Technically is stackoverflow.blog/podcast. Link in the show notes there as well. All right, let me wrap it up here. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@KitchensinkWP.com, or use that SpeakPipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, become a Patreon. I would love that. You can also sponsor the show. There's a form on the website. If you're looking for some coaching, business accountability, that's over at adamsover.com. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right? Bye-bye.